All right, today we're going to talk about the scavenging effect of exhaust headers. I built these headers myself. These are just mild steel, MIG welded, kind of home welded. 2 1/8 inch primaries with a 3.5 inch collector. See, the collector's really short because of the way my exhaust system is routed. The curve is in my exhaust more. Instead of having to curve the collector to meet my exhaust, I just made my exhaust where it curves more. But these are the two that I got built. It took a lot of hours, but see, this one I'm not really happy with as much. I had to curve this the way that this collector's on. I had to add really tight curves at the end of the tubes and kind of put it on an angle. But I was testing the vacuum effect of a header. The effect of it pulling a vacuum on the other tubes. When you blow air down one tube, it creates a vacuum effect, which is what you want. It helps evacuate the cylinder, scavenge all the exhaust out of the cylinder. So as this cylinder goes off, it pushes a exhaust wave down the tube and it comes out the collector, and as it's leaving the hole in the collector up in there, as it leaves that hole, it kind of pulls a vacuum on the other tubes, which then you would hope that another exhaust valve opens around that time when the most vacuum is happening, to where it basically helps suck the exhaust out of the motor as the engine pushes the exhaust up. So here's my little test I was doing. Just take the air hose and blow air down. And I was kind of holding this piece of tape here, just kind of get you an idea. And when I blow on it, you see it sucked it in. It's not doing it. It's not really having an extreme amount of vacuum. I don't know if it's just because this isn't enough air, or I home built the headers. They may not be working as good as they could be, or it's because the other tubes are open. When you plug the other tubes off, when you plug them off, they actually work a lot better. It scavenges that one cylinder, which probably would be more like how the engine would be, because it only opens one exhaust valve at a time, in the firing sequence. So where we're at there. It works on all of them. They all kind of pull vacuum. See, I'll do this last one here, just kind of get a reference. So yeah, I believe they're all working as they should. So that just kind of made me feel better about this setup, because I was hoping that they would work good, because building them myself, I really didn't know. The tubes aren't really the same length or anything. They're as close as I could get them, but they're quite a bit off from each other. But probably as good as it's gonna get for someone like me building these, just kind of like your weekend warrior type of guy. So that's where I'm at. I'm grinding all the welds down somewhat, just mainly for looks, and I might go ahead and paint them. I was gonna get them powder coated, but that's just not really in the budget right now. So I'll probably get them sandblasted and just paint them with header paint and just hope for the best. They should last for a couple years anyways. By that time I'll probably change it all again anyways. So that's probably what I'm gonna do right now. Gonna keep getting these headers ground down, these welds, and if you're not a good welder, it pays to be a good grinder. So that's where I'm at right now. I can weld where they'll stick. I can weld decent with a MIG welder, but I'm not a professional. I've never been taught professionally. I just learned on my own. So that's pretty much where we're at. Just buy a tubing kit, get some collectors, get some flanges, and just start welding. Make them fit the chassis, make them about the same length, and roll. That's all you can do. All right, thanks for listening. Bye.